Good morning, everybody. It's Jean Marie. So I'm still working with the bargain bead box for the month of June. The Kraken here is going to be my main character in this one. This is the Sunken Treasures box. I am getting pretty close to being done with it. The July box will be arriving very soon, and I did watch the sneak peek video put out by Bargain Bead Box, and it's going to be a very pretty Picasso Jasper box, and I'm really looking forward to seeing that. So, but I don't want to give too much away, so I won't say anything more than that. But it's going to be pretty. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to get it, I should say. Anyway, so we're going to work on the Kraken today. This is going to be, I'm calling this one Kraken's Treasure, because he's just going to have a hoard of treasure in this necklace. It's going to be a bit of a double strand, but it's not going to be a typical double strand all the way up. It's just both strands are going to meet right here. Let's get these guys out of the way. These are my earrings for it. These actually came in a box that I got through Amazon. I think it was Amazon. And it was a mixed thing of oceanic, and they were the perfect little match for him. So these are going to be earrings. These links I actually received through the Bead Box Bargain, which is the Bargain Bead Box sister store. I don't remember what the number was on them, unfortunately. There was quite a few of them, and I don't remember when I received them. But again, like I said with the other necklace that I had pieces in, you can use the round part of your toggle to replace, the link. You'll only have one hook, but just use 2 jump rings and you'll get the same effect. And you can use any variety of toggles that you have, so you can probably even find a toggle that has this rope effect, which I thought the rope effect really went with the whole nautical goings on here. And I did use a little bit of wire to wire up one of the blue beads into the center of it. Those are going to be where the 2 strands link together here, once I figure out how I am going to do it. And other than that, I just have a whole mess of pieces and parts from the bead box. These ones here, these little bronze beads, these are my own. They actually did come from the sister store as well, but I just wanted to bring a little more bronze into it, so I added those. But they're not necessary. You don't have to do that. You can just work with what you've got. And I did want to put these kind of on the ends like that, just to kind of peter out the strand here a little bit to a thinner amount where they're going to come together up here and clasp. Actually, I think these are my inner strand. See, I can't even remember. This blue bead does not belong in here. So basically all I'm going to do is just make a whole bunch of little clustered sections here, adding in this and that, and just a whole mess of let me see if I can get it straightened out a little bit here so I can see what it's supposed to look like. Okay, I cannot remember. These extra little charms I have on the end also came in that Kraken, mini Kraken package, and they really aren't necessary. You don't have to add them. I had them, so I'm going to add them to the end of it here. And I got this little anchor one and this little sand dollar one here, just to give it a little bit more. Alright, let me see if I've got these. Yep. This one is not even on a... Oh my goodness. What did I do here? This one is on an eye pin. It shouldn't be. I think maybe that's part of the earring. I've had this laid out on my desktop for well over a week, and things have gotten shifted and moved, and but we'll get it figured out. Alright, so we have that, and they're basically going to be the same coming and going, so whatever I do on one side, I'll do on the other. So we have this, and this, and then just a single blue, and then I have this, and these two little sea glass colored beads. So I didn't put this one up here in. That should be just before that single blue. And then the little, what I call a turbine beam, because I really have no idea what it was called. I know it's, yeah, it's got a name, but. And then we have our shell, another piece of sea glass, and that one evidently was supposed to go here, but I have to change it out because for some reason, oh no, never mind. Having a moment. And then this will go there, and that will be one strand. And then the second strand that will meet up with it will be just a little bead, just something for my stash, just a, you could use anything. You could use a seed bead, you could use one of your blue rondelles that came in the box, just something to make the strand slimmer, so that when they attach up here, they have room to do so. And honestly, I don't remember how I had this one going, so it may end up totally different than what I originally laid out. That's okay. I don't mind. I think I wanted that one right in the center. Something like that. And let's see. Do I want those in there? Maybe. I can't really remember, but we're going to put them there. Then we add that. And seem to be missing a few. Oh, there's that one. And I just need another white one, evidently. And that one. There, we're getting there. So basically something like this. And then I'm going to have these little dangles at the bottom going on here. What did I do with my other bead cap for this one? Well, we'll have to find that afterwards. But there'll be this and this. And do I want to add... do I want to add just a little bit more to this one? I can't really see what I'm doing down here because my camera just does not have enough space, but basically I'm trying to figure out what I want to add. Coming off the bottom of my little kraken, and I'm thinking either this, there'll be a bead cap on that one as well, so either this or this. I think I'm leaning towards that one right there, actually. So I think that's what that will be. Or I could do this bronze bead I've got. No, I think I'll stick with that green one. Yeah, that's what I've got. So that's what it's going to look like. There's my other bead cap over there. There. So that's essentially how this necklace will look, and it's just going to be a big, huge cluster, to put it bluntly. I'm going to use a lot of flat head pins because it's not going to be a secondary dangle from anything. It's just everything's going to be on flat head pins with the one loop, and they're all going to be attached to my chain. And let me see if I can pick up my chain without making a total mess of what I've got laid out. Okay, there we go. So this is how I've started it. I've just got, let's see if I can get my link down there. I've got 4 links with nothing on them. And then from there, I just skip every other link. And I'm adding my little assortment of beads. So I'm going to continue on that way. So I'm going to move my Kraken very gently so I don't disturb everything. I'm going to take his little dangles and move them out of the way. And we will work on getting up to this point where we add him in. So all I really did was just take, like, this one here is 2 of those little rondelle beads, put on a head pin. And then I did that charm from my box, my bag of goodies. One of my sea glass beads, one of the blue agate beads, a bead cap with the Mayfinite. And my next one is going to be, again, the little rondelle beads, just stacked, 2 of them. I'm not using jump rings on it. I'm just hooking them right directly to the chain link. So you can see right here where it's flat, that's the one I'm hooking to. I'm skipping the one that's standing up, going back over to the other one that's flat, and I'm going to hook right into the lower portion of it once I open it. So I'm just going to open up my ring, if I can find the side that opens. Thought that was it. It just closed really tight, I guess. And I'm going to move up to my chain here. And I'm going to hook right onto this one right here, which is going to be really hard to do on camera because I'm trying not to jiggle it, but oh, I got it. Close it back up. And that's as simple as it's going to be. I'm just adding ring after ring after ring after ring, bead after bead after the rings. So yeah, and it is going to be, you know, only skipping one bead with some of these bigger ones is going to make it very overlappy and stuff, but that's exactly what I want. I want it to just look like this big, like his hoard, like he's just pulling everything together. If that makes sense. So again, we're just going to open the bead. This time it's the little, I guess it's really a rondelle. I know why I call it a turbine bead, but and again, we're just going to hook it into the flat one on the same side as all the rest. Might be easier to come up from the bottom, I don't know. It appears to be. Whoop! I hope everybody had a really nice 4th yesterday. Mine was okay. I worked. And then I came home, went to bed, listened to the fireworks going off around me for over an hour. It was okay, though. I didn't mind. It was loud, though, I gotta say. I live very, very close to a public boat access on the lake, and everyone around the lake was, of course, lighting off their fireworks, so it sounded beautiful. It sounded like it was a really, really good display. I kind of wish I'd gotten up and watched it, but just didn't have it in me. I guess I do need a jump ring here. I forgot about the fact that these don't open, so I actually did use one up here on this one as well, as you can see. I used a little 4mm jump ring up there, so I need another 4mm jump ring down here for my little shell. And I think I have some, yeah, right there. Oops, and some beading string I don't need. This is how we're looking so far. There. Okay, now, because I did not finish all these little rings up, because I did want to do some with you, I've got this one already on the head pin and already bent. And you could run it this way if you wanted to instead, so that it, you know, has more of a pear shape, but I just wanted to do something different, so I did it this way. As you can tell on this one I did as well. Something different. Gotta change it up once in a while. Sounds like it's starting to rain out there. I can hear it hitting the roof. Get on there. Oops. Can't seem to hold it in my fingers this morning. Well, there. I had it. I took it a little bit backwards here just so I can get it on. I know you can't see it very well. Alright, then we got one more here. And this is just one of the white lava beads on a head pin. Give him a little trim. Make our loop. Well, there we go. I'll try not to drop it this time. And there is 1/2 done. So now we just need to figure out how much depth we need from the chain to that piece to... if I can find my end here. Alright. Make sure they're all hanging correctly. Alright, now we just need to add our little kraken in. I think just skipping the one space just like the other one would be fine. Maybe 2. I think I'll skip 2 links and add him in. I definitely need to open that jump ring a little bigger than that. It's a thick piece. Do I want to skip 2? Because I don't want to be adding it to a chain link that's directed the wrong way. I'm going to skip just 1, just like we were, because otherwise I'm going to add it onto a chain link that's going to be the up and down instead of the sideways, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to stay in the same pattern that we were with the just skipping the 1 link. I'm going to try to get a hold of that so I can close it. There. I think that's fine because it's going to hang at an angle anyway, and I kind of want everything to cluster up on him, and yeah, that looks good. Excuse me. So gosh. Might have to pause here for a minute and go get a drink. Woo! That's when you know you're really on the very end. So I thought I would do something fancy with my fingernails yesterday for the 4th, but I am not very good at painting my own fingernails. It came out okay, but it's already chipping off and starting to look... I don't know why that one doesn't want to turn. It's starting to look bad already. Probably end up having to take it off before I go to work today. Come on now. Why are you arguing with me? Okay. Well, that took a little bit of work, but we're there. Okay, so we're going to go back, doing the exact same thing, just adding this portion, just like we had on this portion, till we make it all the way back here. So it's going to be this bead, which I still need to finish, this on a jump ring, the two lava stones together, the little rondelle, the two glass rondelles, this one with the bead cap, a single blue, another sea glass, my anchor that I'm going to add with a jump ring, and then two more of the little green rondelles. So I'm going to add all that back on, and I'll be right back. Okay, I've attached my last one. Now I'm going to cut out 1, 2, 3, 4 links just to match the other end. So on this 5th one, if I can find the correct side to open it up. Take that off. And this is what we're looking at so far. If I can get a hold of it. And make it lay down. Come on, cooperate. There we go. So this is what we've got going on. And I want it to look kind of like he's sitting in the middle of his hoard, using his long tentacles to just pull all of his treasure right up next to him, so he can kind of protect it all, and you know. That's my thoughts. I mean, you know. So we're going to move this section out of the way. This one I did change up a little bit. I decided to take the Mayfinite out and put the carnelian in the middle. And I did add one more green bead up here to break up some of this copper that was going on. And then I added the blue in just to give it another little pop of color. So there's that. I think I may have put my bronze wire away. So I need to grab it. And this is what I've got. I've got Parawire 20 gauge vintage bronze. And I'm just going to pull off a piece. About 3 inches, 2.5, 3 inches long. And that's more than enough. But you need enough at the ends to work with, so I'm just going to cut that off. And to start with, I'm just going to make 2 loops around my frame. I guess it's technically 1 loop, but I'm going to get in here and cut that right off on the inside if I can, or as close to. Give that a smoosh down so there's no pokies. And I like it to be, I like it to run on the back side so that my 2 loops are up here on the front. And I did kind of kink my wire here a little bit. Just straighten that out so I can get the bead on. Feed that on through. And then try to position it, hold it with your finger, which isn't always easy. But bring this down through, pull it nice and tight, and bring it back up. Get it fed through one more time. Again, pull it nice and tight. Tighten everything up. And then after you flip it over, go back onto the back side. Get in as tight as you can. try to get down inside there without clipping your other wire. Oop, there we go. Give it a snip. Again, push it down so you don't have any little snaggly bits. There. And we have wire wrapped the other one. We're going to do 4 of those because we're going to have 2 on the okay, let me start over. On this necklace and 2 for the earrings. There. Alright, so let's take that other piece of chain. And I think on this one I'm going to skip 2 links rather than the 4. So we'll start on the 3rd one. Now we're going to start with this little teeny tiny 3mm, 2mm bronze bead. And my loop's probably going to end up bigger than my actual bead is here, but if I can even get a hold of it to bend it, I might have to use a tool for this one because it's very little. Let's see what we can do. Oh, try not to smash my bead. There we go. It's not pretty, but there. Okay. So now we've got it bent. You can see it very well or not. Maybe if I got my finger out of the way, it'd be better. And we are going to give it a trim just like every other bead. Roll that loop. I think I have a little too much there. Trim it a little more. Actually, I think I may have trimmed off too much. I should have just left it alone. Try to hold my bead and not squish him. Alright, there we go. My fingers do not like to deal with little itty bitty things. So we open that up. We are going to put it on the 3rd link, whichever side, because this is the first one, and then after that we will continue on the same side of the links. Get that closed up. There. Alright. Hopefully yours will go a little easier, but you won't be working under a camera that gives you about 2 inches of clearance. So that'll help. Alright, we are going to put this little bicone on one. It's a little easier to bend over that. A little more to hang on to. And these are pretty sturdy head pins too, so if yours aren't quite as thick as these, it'll also help. And there's our head pin. I mean our eye. So now we're going to start making sure we're going on the same side of the links. Try to lay it out on my finger piece here. So I'm on this bottom side of this one. I have this one here. I'm going to go on the bottom side of this one. I'm going to try to go on the bottom side of this one. There we go. close that up. The chain doesn't seem to want to get out of the way. There we go. Closed real pretty, but it's closed. So there we have the start of it. So now we're going to do this one, which is our little gray lava. One of our green beads. One of the space of beads that I added from my stash. It's about the same size as this, just a smidge over the size of this one here. One of our blue lava, both the gray and the white kind of put together. Another one of my spacers. Again, you can use anything you've got. A lava with a green rondelle. One of the maphenites. Our carnelian with a cone is going to be our lineup here. So again, bend it over. It's a lot of repetitiveness here, but at least they're simple loops, not wrapped loops. And we're just going to keep attaching them, just like we've been doing. I'm working at a really odd angle, but I'm trying to make sure you guys see what I'm doing. So now we're going to skip this one that's standing upright, and we're going to go into the bottom of this one. I'm going to get these all bent just so that that process is already out of the way. And dig out some more beads, evidently. Which way was this one? Right there. Oh, the maphonite. Dig out some more pins. I think I just said beads, but I meant pins. There we have that one. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up this section, and I will be right back. So this is what we have so far. It's coming together pretty good here. Take a little drink of my coffee. So I'm just going to continue on doing the other side to match. And it's just going to be the same series of bead placement. Not changing anything up at this point. Oops. Getting them laid out here for you. This is essentially This is how it came in, and then it's going to continue on the other side the same way. Just continuing on with the whole bending of the eye pins, trimming them off, rolling your loop. Hopefully you can roll a straighter loop than I can. That did not come out good at all. Let's see if we can't fix him just a little bit. Not that it really matters, you're never going to see it up in there. But it's a little better. It's not quite closed yet, but there. So again, just creating our loops. That would come out much better. I did not design a bracelet for this one, just the earrings. I did play around with some of my beads and create an anklet, not necessarily to go with this one, but it's just the toggle clasp and linked beads with a couple little hangers. Again, the anchor from this one, and then a little starfish from that same bag of bronze beads, a little Mariners compass, and then I ended it with a shell bead that I had of my own because I needed just a little bit more of length to get it to an anklet size. And so there is the anklet that I created. It's cute. It's very very summer vibed, very ocean themed, so yeah, I probably will never wear it. I don't generally wear anklets anymore. When I was younger I did. Of course, when I was younger they were very, very, very popular. Although I have to say, everything that I grew up with as a child seems to be coming back. Like crocheted tops and crocheted sweaters and all these things that as a child I wore because, you know, that was the way it was back then. Everyone made a lot of homemade, you know, parents made homemade stuff, and we wore a lot of homemade crochet, and it seems to all be coming back, like the crocheted ponchos and crocheted purses and granny square sweaters, which is really kind of nice. I see my granddaughter starting to look at stuff like that. She'll send me pictures every once in a while that she sees on YouTube of some crocheted this or that, and a lot of it is stuff that I remember from my childhood. So it's kind of neat. Now I wish I had, you know, paid attention a little bit better when my mom was doing that stuff. But I didn't. My mom could crochet anything. And she didn't generally need a pattern to do it. She could just look at something and be like, yeah, I can do that. She used to make the best crocheted slippers. I wish I could have some of her crocheted slippers now because they were awesome. I loved them. That used to be what I would ask her for Christmas when I got older and started having kids of my own. She'd say, "What do you want for Christmas?" Slippers. Make me some crochet slippers. She could do the lacy, vintage-looking doilies, and gosh, she just makes some pretty stuff. There! All of those wrapped, or bent, or whatever you want to call it. So now we just need to attach them. Again, I want to make sure I have my chain going in the right direction. Oop, get in there. Oh no, what'd I do? See, my chain link came apart. Interesting. That link of chain right there. It's not closed very well. Or I squished it and popped it open. I'm not really sure which. But we can fix it. Close that right back up tight. Good as new. Well, that's interesting. I've never seen that happen. Only thing is, I did not check to make sure I was holding it in the right direction when I put it back, and I put it on the opposite side that way. So there, people, that is a lesson for you. If your chain comes apart while you're working, make sure when you put it back together, you've got you be in the right direction. And now it's going to give me a hard time. I think I've got my loop too bent now. Let's see if we can straighten that out just a bit. There we go. That helped it a little bit. I should not be struggling this much. I really do apologize. I don't know what is going on here. There. Okay. Now we're back on track. Now, which was my next bead? I don't remember. I've got everything all moved around now. Okay, I already had that one opened. Trying to hold this so you guys can see and still hook it at the same time. Okay. I'm in this one. I'll skip this one. And I think I'm going to come up through because I think I can grab it better that way. Close that up. Back into place. And my next one. Alright, so now we're back on track here. I'm just going to finish them up, and again, I will be right back. So there is this portion of my little KRAKENS treasure. So we'll bring that up here. Try to get this all untangled. So this is essentially how it's going to hang. It's going to hang very, very tight. Then we're going to put this in here like that to hold the two ends. And then they'll just be chained to finish it off. So if we want to get these earrings in today, I need to get moving. So I need a bigger jump ring. I do have a package of bigger jump rings here. What do I do with one there? And these are just some, they came in one of our boxes, God only knows how long ago. I need, I think I like the looks of this size right here. These are about an 8mm, I believe. So I'm going to need 4 of those. And I'm just going to start attaching them to the ring. I do still need to add my little dangly-doos to him. Catch the end of the chain here. I wonder if I can get through. You know what? I'm going to go over the bar with this one, because I don't think I can get both jump rings through that hole. These jump rings don't want to close correctly either. And I did, while I was off camera, have another one of my chain links come apart on me. So it definitely was the chain that was the issue, not, and not to say that I'm not the issue, but it was the chain that came apart. I'm not going to take the blame for that one. I'm going to trim just a smidge off my jump ring, just to get them to close a little tighter. catch that chain, make sure I'm hanging the right direction. I'm going to bring that one up through my loop here. Still didn't trim enough of it off, apparently. I warped it. Can't straighten it just a little bit. There we go. Good enough. I want to make sure I got my chain going so that everything's dangling in the right direction before I attach my next one. Go ahead and trim this before I even start. Through my loop. That's a much prettier ring. Alright, now I need to get the end of this one. Make sure I get that one laid correctly. Pick it up. Maybe. Come on. Go right around my frame with this one. And again, close that up. There. Of course, gravity will make all that hang a little nicer. Alright, so I'm going to take this little, I think it's a 6mm jump ring. And add some chain here. I might have to dig out some more chain because I'm not sure that this is going to be long enough. But I'm going to hold this up and see. Definitely not long enough. I need to cut off about, if I can get it. Definitely can't get it like that. Of course, they'll fall apart when I don't want them to. And so my piece of chain is, oops, I think I chipped a bead somewhere. Just about 6 inches. So a 6-inch piece of chain on both sides. You're going to want 12. I am going to have to dig out another piece, so I will be right back. Okay, so I finished that off. I put my other piece of chain on. I just did a simple lobster for now because that's what I have. I don't have any more of the toggles, so I probably will change it out to a toggle eventually. Close this ring a little bit better. And there is my Kraken's treasure necklace. Excuse me. The earrings are going to be very simple. They're just going to be the carnelian beads with a cone, my extra little Krakens, and these little links. So for these ones, I will use a eye pin, if I can find it. There they are. Use an eye pin, and I'm just going to put on the carnelian with a cap. I do want them to bend in the opposite direction, so where I have my loop running that way, I'm going to bend my wire this way. Sometimes that helps. You don't have to twist so much afterwards to get them in the correct alignment. Doesn't always work, but it gets you pretty close. Send some metal flying. You'd think I would learn by now. I did step on one this morning and drove it into my foot. But I've got no one to blame but myself. So there's that. Make sure they are offset from each other. Looks really good. Perfect. Okay, and we're just going to put them together. Easy peasy. Or you would think. That's very thick. Very thick end. Just need to open a little more. Much easier that way. Close that back up. I do want it good and tight so it holds that bead cap in place. So we've got that. And I am wrong. These two actually need to be parallel. I don't know why I didn't realize that, but there you have it. So we end up having to bend them around anyway. And see if I can figure out which side opens here. We'll add our little Kraken. Mini Kraken. And I do have that on backwards, so we will fix that. I do want those wraps on my ring in a certain position, so. Oh, well, I guess it ain't gonna matter on this one because I totally messed that up. Look at that. Either side is off because I didn't do them the same way. Like this one is. No, this one is the same. What did I do? My goodness. I guess it doesn't matter. You do you, boo. You do it the way you want to do it. Because apparently the three I had done were all done that way. The only one I did different was the one I did with you this morning. I don't know what I'm doing. What can I say? I'm a failure. As long as my little Kraken's hanging forward, I don't care. That's the important piece. And there are the earrings to go with it. So I'll get some ear wires on those and I'll get them all set up on the forum. I'm running really short on time, so I'm going to get those done and pop up a picture of them for you. So I'm back because I totally forgot to hang the little hangies here. We didn't do that. And quite honestly, I don't remember what I was going to do. I think I was going to do this and this, but I think I ended up using the bead cap I had with that. So maybe I'll hang these in here. That looks good. I'll do that. And I do think I want to add them so they dangle a little more, so I'm going to put an eye pin on these ones. Can't believe I forgot that. My head's on getting ready for work instead of what I'm doing, evidently. So then we're going to use 3 flat head pins. So this is what our dangles will look like, and I'm just going to attach here, here, and here with a jump ring, and I'll be right back. So here is our little Kraken hoarding his treasure. I will tell you, if you're going to hang dangles from the bottom of him, use a 10mm jump ring, because those little tentacles of his are quite thick. But anyway, here is our completed necklace and earrings. He is hoarding all of his little treasures. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you for joining me. Again, this is the Bargain Bead Box. It is a monthly beading subscription that always comes with a unique theme, and it comes with all the beads and many components of the findings. And yeah, you just create, use your own creativity, and come up with your own unique and personalized pieces of jewelry. Thank you guys. I really appreciate you joining me. I hope you liked this one, and I probably will get one more thing out before I do my show and tell. I'm not 100% sure. My work schedule is crazy, and I try to get out 2 a week, but lately I'm only getting out 1 and I apologize for that, but stay tuned. Thank you guys. Bye.